Hello. Good day. Yeah, my name is Abatunde Jimo, and I'm a certified business analyst and a certified Scrum product owner. Professional. Right. For the sake of this application, I'll be speaking more about the Scrum Master role, even though yes, I can teach both business analysis and Scrum Master. Especially teaching business analysis from the point of the IIBA perspective. The six knowledge areas. The solution evaluation, elicitation and collaboration, requirement lifecycle management, planning and monitoring, all those six knowledge areas. I can teach them. I have taught them. I do teach them, right? But like I said, I'll be speaking more from the perspective of Scrum Master, product owner, right? So, like I said, I've been teaching Scrum Master for over 4 years now, and I've been privileged to teach over 150 thereabout students at different points in time, for the last 4 years, and I don't only teach, I also practice, right? So, presently, I work with the civil service here in the UK, and I, also, double function as a Scrum Master for my team where I carry out all the Scrum activities, right? And back home in Nigeria, I had a lot of fintech experience that really helped me to understand the Scrum practice, and also understand tech as it were, from conception down to when this product are shipped, how to more or less work on a project, on a software project, how to ensure and that Scrum best practices are adhered to, even when this product development are being done. So I would have loved to share my curriculum with you, but of course I've not gotten the job. I hope I do, and I can definitely share my curriculum with you in terms of what the whole class will be about, right from project conception, how to use Jira, Trello, Azure, how to the framework of Agile itself. I'm sorry, the framework of um Agile itself, understanding waterfall, Agile, how the whole world is now embracing Agile, what the limitation of waterfall was, that helps them to understand why we are here, right? And I mean, going through the entire ceremonies of Agile, of Scrum to be particular, which is the sprint planning, sprint retrospective, sprint review, sprint retrospective, right? So when I teach, I'm very practical, very, very practical. I use things that people can easily relate with to explain, different topics. Take, for example, when I teach sprint review, I tell them, see, sprint review is basically asking your people what they've done, as against what is expected, so that you can know, okay, are we where we're supposed to be? So for example, if you were to build a login page, if the iteration or the sprint was to build a login page, after the sprint, we want to come together as a team and look at the acceptance criteria. You look at all the user stories that speaks to login, and look at what has been done in terms of the UI, in terms of everything at all, that the team has gone, they've done to design login, right? So we can look at that, say, okay, is this exactly how the login should work? For example, if the acceptance criteria for login says that after every um when for example, if the acceptance criteria says that when a password reset is initiated, user should get an OTP, for example, when they input their email. So during the sprint review, we want to test that to be sure that what we are expecting is exactly what we are getting, right? So how many seconds did it take us to receive an OTP? So things like that. That's how I explain these things. And it also makes sense if there is a project, a live project. I like to teach that way, where we can go from, writing user stories, eliciting. So there's a bit of Scrum that is embedded in business analysis. For example, when we talk of elicitation, as a Scrum, I mean, as a product owner, right, you are also doing some kind of elicitation, right? So this is what I do. This is what I teach. Like I said, we're going to be talking about the different framework under the agile methodology, like the the Kanban, the Scrum itself, and maybe some level of um, lean agile, which is basically reducing waste, and being, putting out the maximum effort that we can put out as a team. So yeah, so again, I have been doing this for a while now, and I mean, there are testimonies. There are people that can probably point to you who have been my students, even both here in UK and even outside the UK. So yeah, I'll really be glad. I intentionally did a video as my own application, because I feel if you hear from me, you'll be able to make an informed decision as to how I deliver, how I teach, um, how much I know this thing, and give you some level of information about myself. So thank you very much, and I hope I'm considered for the job. Again, I'm open to teach both business analysis or Scrum Master, depending on which one they would love me to take. In terms of business analysis, I have been practicing as a business analyst for about 10 years now, really. And if you take a moment to check my LinkedIn profile, you will see some of my experiences along, over years, working as a business analyst. I worked in the telecom sector in Nigeria, working with MTN, which is like the biggest telecommunication company in Africa. I've worked with some fintechs. I work with as a business analyst in the capital market, Africa Prudentials, and also here in the UK, I'm still working as a business analyst in the defense, actually. The civil service, but particularly the Ministry of Defense, right? So really that's me, and this is me. This is me. So when we talk of Scrum, I teach things like estimation, things like the tools, even up to wireframing. So I use tools like whimsical to teach wireframing, which helps a lot for people to break down solutions. So you want to know your roles and responsibilities as a Scrum Master, your roles and responsibilities as a product owner. And in a way, I believe, and I say this to people, if you understand the concept of Scrum, you are more or less a product manager, because a lot of what you are doing, what you'll be doing as a product owner or Scrum Master, it's about 80% of what the product manager is doing. The only little difference is maybe the product manager understand more of API, you understand the go-to-market strategy, you understand how to design a product roadmap, and just some little things which we can really talk about. Of course, understand. I have a good understanding of API and how it works, how to work with your team, your roles and responsibilities as a Scrum Master. You are like the team manager, really. And they call them servant leader. If I where I work, they don't use Scrum Master anymore. They call them Scrum Team Coach, because of the connotation of slavery, that comes with the master. So we changed it where I work to Scrum Team Coach. So again, this is what I do, right? And I hope I'll be considered for the job. Thank you very much.